Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of the Workato CLI series. In part 1, we installed Workato CLI in our local, we explored a couple of commands, but we never actually installed Workato projects. In this video, we will be exactly doing that. We will be using Workato CLI commands to install a Workato project in our local machine. We will be using Visual Studio to visualize our recipes and also explore Recipe Visualizer as an extension in Visual Studio. We will make a couple of changes in our recipe and push those changes to Workato. We will also run into a validation error during our push. I will show you what that means. So without further ado, let's get started. Here is where we left off in the previous video. The CLI was installed and connected, but all our recipes and assets were still inside the Workato workspace. Today, we're going to bring an actual project onto our machine and complete the full local development workflow. Let's move into the terminal. The first thing I'm going to do is to navigate to the directory where I want to store the project locally. So we are in desktop now. I can clone an existing Workato folder using wk clone command. Since I don't know the command, I will simply try to use help command. And the first thing I will try to see is list of the folders that we have in Workato. So these are the folders. Let's say I want to install Workato Agentic Genies folder. So I will use clone. Just remember to put quotes. I will copy this, paste it, try to clone this. Okay, perfect. This is important. Without quotation marks, the terminal interprets the pipe symbol as a shell operator and tries to execute genies as a separate command. So always make sure if your project names are like this, always use quotes. So if I do this, Agentic Genies folder was installed here, and you will actually see, the projects, the JSON, the scales, and the recipes here. Great. What just happened here is more than downloading an individual recipe. The CLI created a local representation of the Workato project. That means our recipes and project assets are now available as files on our computer, right? This opens the door to workflows that integration developers are already familiar with, such as local editing, version control, code reviews, GitHub, and AI assistant and AI assisted development. Now let's open the project. Let's go to Visual Studio. So this is Visual Studio. What I'll simply do is try to click File, Open Folder, right? Here I will try to go to Desktop. In Desktop, I will simply click Agentic Genies and I'll try to open that folder. Okay. In my project, I have folders containing recipes and skills. As I mentioned, each recipe is represented as a JSON file. We have two recipes, lead agent request recipe.json and lead tracker recipe.recipe.json. The important thing is that Workato projects is now represented locally in the format that the developer tool can understand, right? This means I can search across the project, inspect recipe definitions, compare changes, and eventually track everything using Git. Let's open one of the recipes. So let's just open lead tracker JSON. At first, this looks like a large JSON document, right? It contains the recipe metadata, the steps. If you see, we have blocks, we have variables here. Reading the entire recipe directly through JSON wouldn't always be easiest experience, right? That's where the recipe visualizer becomes useful. Recipe visualizer is an extension provided by WK Labs, Workato Labs. To install the extension, you simply go to extensions and search for recipe visualizer. I've already installed it. You also need to enable that in your workspace, and also after that you simply restart. So once that's done, let's go back to our slides again about recipe visualizer. Recipe visualizer gives you a visual representation of the recipe directly inside Visual Code. Instead of trying understanding every step by reading the raw JSON, we can simply view the recipe as a flow. Let's now open it. So for example, this is the recipe I would like to see in recipe visualizer. I'll close this. I'll simply right click and okay. Okay, let me check the extension. Enable, sorry, I did not enable it. So you have to enable it first. After you enable it, go back to, let's say, lead tracker. So you will get this option to visualize the recipe. Okay, this does not appear to be a JSON file. Wow. So let's say if I try to open this, click on visualize recipe, and great. We are able to see the recipe, and we are able to visualize it and understand the recipe with hundreds of steps. Instead of scrolling through the entire browser interface or reading a huge JSON, you can use the visualizer to understand the overall structure first, right? So here we can see it is polling, there's a trigger, then we have a Slack connection, we have a Genie, Slack again, and simple end, right? It's also useful for debugging, reviewing unfamiliar recipes, and understand how the different branches are connected, right? I'll give you some, what I would recommend here, folks, spend some time navigating through the recipes. We can also inspect conditional logics and understand how the recipe moves through the different branches. If you click on polling trigger and click on show code, it will show you the code. This is Slackbot. Click show code, it will show you which object it is inside the block array. So I think if you see under Slack, there is a comment which is get user by email, right? I just would like to change the name simply. Having a name as get user by email, I'll just update the name to user by get user email. Right, so this was saved. So there was a change. So now what I'll do, I'll push these changes to Workato. In order to do that, what I'll do, I'll go to terminal, right? I'll make it big, clear, and then actually go to the folder itself. So it starts with agentic genies, right? And then simply use wk push. The linter scanned the recipe inside the project and found several warnings, and a couple of errors. For example, it recommends using more descriptive names instead of standard UUID values, right? The actual blocking errors are inside, the lead tracker recipe. So here is the error. This is not caused by the change I made. The linter is validating the entire project, so it can detect existing issues in other recipes as well. The output shows that the two else if errors are what failed validations, while the remaining items are warnings. At the bottom, the CLI also tells us that we can use skip hooks to bypass validation. In production environment, the best approach would usually be to inspect and fix the errors before deploying. The validation hooks exist to prevent invalid or unsupported configurations from reaching the workspace. However, for this demonstration purposes, I only changed a name, and I want to show the full push workflow, so I'm going to bypass the hook temporarily. So I'll say Workato push, and then I'll probably use skip hooks. Perfect. So it says this recipe was updated. So if I go back to the recipe itself, so I'll go to Workato workspace. Right, so this is Workato workspace, and it says stopped a few seconds ago by me. And if you see the versioning, you can see there was a recipe change just made by me. And if I'll try to compare it from the previous version, there should be one step change actually. So we can confirm that a push was made successfully. Coming back to the slide, what we learned how to clone a Workato project, open it locally, use a recipe visualizer, make a change, understanding linting errors, push changes to Workato. Now for the next episode, we'll take this project and connect it to GitHub. We'll initialize a Git repository, commit our Workato project, push it to Git, and start tracking recipe changes using version control. That's where collaboration, pull requests, change history, and proper development workflows start coming together. If you found this video useful, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next part of the series. Also, let me know in the comments whether you would like me to create a separate video going deeper into Workato recipe, linting, and different validation warnings we saw today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.